What is happening, Magnusites? So, O'Keefe has some more stuff. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Are you ready?
Genie Gurnani, the creative marketing director at Disney, was asked about allowing LGBTQ content to be shown to children. Genie agreed that he wants children to see the content and that it is, quote, the unspoken thing.
I despise those kind of people that want to accuse of Disney of grooming children, but I also want children to see LGBTQ content. Or do you agree? Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's am I going to see a drag queen in Disneyland or anything like that? Do you want to do that? Get a drag queen at Disneyland too. That makes sense.
All right, so here's the thing. The reason why parents don't want this is because they'd rather teach their children. What in the hell just happened? They'd rather teach their children about this themselves. That's it. Because it's of a sexual nature, okay, your sexuality, okay, and then we can get into gender, all that other stuff. But parents feel that it is a more serious discussion, and it's not so light of a subject that you wanted to mix it with Mickey Mouse and Disney princesses. I don't know why people people just don't want other people to teach their children about sexuality and gender. They will do it themselves. So you haven't been doing it for a very long time, and then you introduce that. People aren't going to like that. Okay, so let me do that again. Let's go.
That would be cool. I'm sure that would.
When asked by our OMG undercover journalist if he would authorize drag queens to be present at Disneyland, where children are, mind you, Genie the drag queen said, well, he would love to, and it will happen at some point. From classic Disney princesses to drag queens, the transformation
Ooh, this is going to get them some heat.
of children's programming at the Walt Disney Company is happening.
Now, I think that woman that they showed last, I think that she is a woman. You know what I mean? Like, born a woman. But yeah, there's definitely been some controversy. People have said that, that men were dressing up as like Cinderella and stuff like that. So I don't know. I heard about it. I didn't see the pictures, but I heard about it.
Welcome to the third installment of the Disney Tapes. As we reported in Disney Tapes 1 and 2, Disney has spent recent years focusing more efforts on their seemingly strange take on diversity and less efforts on the type of content and entertainment that one would expect from a once so consistent family-oriented brand.
Yeah.
Now, in Disney Tapes 1, we met Disney's Senior Vice President of Business Affairs, attorney Michael Giordano. As you'll recall, Michael made it clear that Disney not only blatantly discriminates in their hiring practices, they consistently pass over candidates who are more qualified for candidates who are less qualified but check the boxes that are consistent with their DEI hiring philosophy. Sir.
Yeah, and that's not what you want. You want to hire the best person for the job no matter the color. That's it. Like, how can color be your prerequisite? Okay? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, okay?
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white house person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white helmet soldier. They, the writers and actors will hear all the time, like, I'm looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity, and I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white.
Well, they hire no white guys until, that is, they're looking to hire upper-level management, in which case, as we saw in Disney Tapes 2, Dave Mocker, Disney's director of production and finance, claims that the only way you're going to make it into Disney's C-suite is if you're a white Jewish man, a claim that, frankly, I find to be clearly anti-Semitic, without any evidence, and likely not even true.
Do you think that they wouldn't hire a C-suite who's not white or not Jewish?
In entertainment, no. There's a slight glass ceiling for that. I feel like it's not, there's a glass ceiling. It's not quite like...
Well, first of all, what's C-suite? Is that like, you don't get to be a CEO? You know what I mean? Is that it? I assume that's upper management.
Yeah, you're not going to see a CFO. I guess, for lack of a word, non-white, non-Jewish.
You'll recall Mocker also talks about Disney's over-the-top insistence on jamming woke storylines and out-of-place diversity characters in places they clearly don't fit creatively. Which now brings us to Disney Tapes Volume 3. From classic Disney princesses to drag queens. The transformation of children's programming at the Walt Disney...
Yeah, they're all doing this. All the companies are doing that square peg in a round hole thing. It's like, wait, why did you? Huh? I'm watching a series right now on Netflix, and it's actually good. It's actually good, but there's just one square peg in a round hole, and I'm like, I said to Scarlett, I said, you do know why they picked this person, correct, for this role? Yeah.
Disney company is in full effect. Disney's creative marketing director, Genie Gurnani. By day, Genie is Disney's creative marketing director. And by night, he's a professional drag queen. According to his LinkedIn page...
Wait a minute, what's with the eyebrows here?
Genie Gurnani. Code OMG. Now let's meet Disney's creative marketing director, Genie Gurnani.
Is he missing most of his eyebrows? Or did he lighten them up? Because they're dark at the end. That's interesting.
By day, Genie is Disney's creative marketing director. And by night, he's a professional drag queen. According to his LinkedIn page, Genie is a Berkeley grad and has a variety of jobs, including working at Netflix and Vice Media. So what exactly does creative marketing director Genie Gurnani do at Disney? He says his focus is on creative strategy across all Disney's television brands.
So what do you do at Disney? Creative marketing director, right?
I believe that.
So, what is that?
I'm marketing. I'm a director of a marketer for lots of electric lights, but I started pretty early to get my own TV brand.
Yeah.
And I was leading social media on that brand, so did all these things for a year.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff. To lead there with you. So put together those there's reference that we need. I put creative direction parts from the brand. I switched over to creative strategy for the US. That's how I learned.
Our brave undercover journalist from our American Swiper program, and you can sign up here, met Genie on the dating app Bumble and managed to score a date with the drag queen. Now, before we dive into Genie's career at Disney...
I was just wondering, I was like, are they meeting all of them on these dating apps? That's a funny way to get people, man, because it's like, all you got to do is put a really hot chick on there for the guys, and I don't know who's talking to this, a man? Is a man talking to him? I gotta say it again, but...
Let's look deeper into his drag queen credentials. Apparently there is an elite grouping of high-profile drag queens such as Daikon and Tiffany Rose that Genie associates with. According to Genie, he is a judge and the president of the jury for the AICP Awards show that, according to its website, honors marketing and communications in motion image, an award show that is big in the drag queen mentorship community. And according to Genie, he has been able to leverage his status as a prominent drag queen to bolster his personal brand, getting him appointments like his position at the AICP Award show and moving up the ladder at Disney.
What I really got is I use my drag career and being a drag race and doing other things to bolster my personal brand. Like, for example, I also judge and put award shows, creative event shows. Just marketing award shows that had and other places all over. So I started with jury, and I'm jury president for a number of these awards. I'm going to New York in a month to be a jury president on the award show.
What's the award show called?
It's like AICP. It's like
I say it's a guy.
Very cool.
But all the people in the room with me are
He could have been bisexual. I didn't know it was a guy or a girl talking.
the industry like us.
Can you give me a name?
It's Greg Pond and Tiffany. What's your name?
Now that we've established that Genie is heavy into drag, let's take a look at how Genie is operating over at Disney as a creative head for them. Genie speaks to our undercover journalist, stating he has a 4 to 5 month project that will allow an LGBTQ pride campaign to grow across Disney television.
So current contest, and that will take up the rest of the next 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
As soon as Disney realizes that parents want to teach their own children about sexuality and gender, they'll be better off. That's it.
That's one up. Yeah. It'll be fine. I'm being lost.
Genie Gurnani, the creative marketing director at Disney, was asked about allowing LGBTQ content to be shown to children. Genie agreed that he wants children to see the content and that it is, quote, the unspoken thing.
I despise those kind of people that want to accuse of Disney of grooming children, but I also want children to see LGBTQ content. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's the unspoken thing.
Drag queen Genie was more than excited to discuss how Disney is ramping up their LGBTQ.
My whole thing is that, well, if it's such a good thing, why is it unspoken? You know what I mean? You just shout it from the mountaintops.
Promotion at parks, content, and entertainment, stating that Disney is doing Pride Nights all by themselves without third parties involved, and that it is, quote, a big step.
I'm not sure about you that the program. I think just started the big projects. Last year was the first one. Before this, every Pride and third party in partnership with Disney. Sure. They bring in and Disney would help. But now Disney's doing it themselves, so it's a big step.
When asked by our OMG undercover journalist if he would authorize drag queens to be present at Disneyland, where children are, mind you, Genie the drag queen said, well, he would love to, and it will happen at some point.
So, for drag, any creative marketing director, am I going to see a drag queen in Disneyland or anything like that? Do you want to do that? Get a drag queen at Disneyland. That would be cool.
As soon as they do that, that's going to be in the news. Parents is going to go crazy.
Remember, this is a man that is directly impacting what children watch, interact with online, and experience in person through Disney's TV, films, and theme parks. So you might say, drag queens? What's the big deal?
I know there's little babies here, but close your ears.
Well, it has been widely reported on multiple instances where the normalization of drag queens pushed on children through such means as Drag Queen Story Hour in schools and children's programming is being used to radicalize and sexualize children, crushing their innocence, essentially grooming them and making them ripe for victimization by predators. These grooming techniques are not new and have been widely reported on. After Disney's debacle, where just last year Disney World Park employee Paul Veal was arrested and charged with over 900 counts.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't want a grown woman gyrating in front of my kids in a leotard with her butt cheeks half exposed. Who are these parents? I don't get... Who are these parents? I don't get why they would do that. You got what I'm saying?
Of child. You find it surprising that Disney would even come close to doing anything that could be remotely seen as the sexualization of children. So back to Genie. Would you allow someone that so blatantly promotes these types of hypersexualized techniques to babysit your children? Likely not. So why would Disney, supposedly a children's brand, hand the reins of programming and promotion power over to a man like Genie? Is the power of the DEI movement so strong that Disney would risk the safety and mental health of your children to submit to their woke demands? Promoting drag queens is probably one Genie Disney should have kept in the bottle.
I see what you did
Let us
there.
know what you think in the comments below, and stay tuned for upcoming reports. We have many sources coming to us inside Disney. America First Legal putting out a letter, EEOC complaint, and sign up to be an American swiper at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com/.
Wow. Wow. I tell you, O'Keefe, you blowing things wide open. Good Lord. Oh, my God. Well, I can't say that I'm shocked or surprised. I mean, there was that Zoom call that got out, where they're like, my not so, our not so secret gay agenda thing. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The majority of people don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community. It's just people want to teach their children about gender and sexuality themselves. Stop stepping in to do it for them before they're even ready to talk about it with their children. With me, I actually never learned the birds and bees from my mom. You know how I learned? This girl I knew that was a few years older than me, she's the one that told me. I remember being disgusted when I first heard it as a kid. And then I learned the rest in school, So, but later, like, I don't know, was it like 8th grade or something? I mean, it was like, okay, it seemed appropriate. Our kids were still having sex at that age, I think. Even back then, it was like, my friend got a girl pregnant when he was like in 7th or 8th grade. I remember that. And like, he was the only one that had a kid. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was back then. A lot of this stuff happens all over the place now, more. But back then, it was like, what? I think we learned about it in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade. And I guess he missed that class. Anyway, post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my thoughts, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And get over to O'Keefe Media Group and subscribe. 10 million subscribers. Woo!